Hi there, this is Azul Maksud. I am today with another important topic, DevOps interview questions and answers. It will be a series. Today I am delivering the part 1. I collected from my personal experiences some very much important questions. I thought yesterday I should share with you guys. It will be helpful for you guys, I believe. Let's see. First important question, security group and port configuration. How can you make an application accessible to all in an AWS security group? Very much important question. You can modify the inbound rules. Accessible. When anything access, that means inbound. Inside is going, and that is the in the brain should be. So inbound rule means accessible. The interviewer will not say you the inbound rule. Okay, interviewer will ask you for the accessible. So you have to think like inbound rule of the security group. Add a new custom TCP rule with the port number. Which port number should be accessed? Any kinds of port number, 3000, 5000, anything else. And set the source. Of course, don't forget to set the source to anywhere for universal access. That means anywhere, or anybody can access that one from anywhere. CLI example is here. AWS EC2 authorized security group ingress. See, inbound. CLI command line interface in the bash knows ingress, inbound. Then group ID, whatever maybe, protocol TCP. If the port is 3000 accessible, then it should be here. 5000 it should be here. 80 it should be here. 443 should be here. CIDR block is the 000, that means source anywhere. Okay, please make this concept very much clear, very much succinct and clear, because it will be used in your rest of the life. Okay, and the database deployment options. What options does AWS offer for database deployment? AWS offers RDS, Relational Database Service, for deploying databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL. RDS is a managed service that handles backups, scaling, and failover, allowing users to focus on database use rather than maintenance. This is very much important. MySQL, PostgreSQL, you can get from their own link, right? But why at RDS? Because Amazon doing the maintenance. Keep in mind. This is some tricky, some interviewer asking like that. You can download MySQL or PostgreSQL from their website. Why you are using RDS? Okay. So you have to say that Amazon doing the maintenance. So there is no headache for maintenance. And Amazon doing here failover, auto scaling, backup, so replica also creating for the cross region. So that one is making also for high availability. CLI command is like that. AWS RDS create database instance, DB instance, space hyphen DB hyphen instance, identifier hyphen identifier. Until this, just keep in memory. Okay, not too much thing. AWS RDS create DB instance. If you memorize this, then also good for now. Then is coming the class, then engine. So CLI knows the engine, MySQL as the engine. Okay, so allocated storage 20, master username, anything else you can give, not admin always needed. Master user password, you know the password. So this is the way for RDS. And one more thing I'm adding, if you say in the interview, yes, I have used MySQL engine, not MySQL the database. If you say, then the interviewer will get the impression that this guy knows in depth, this guy really working. So keep in mind, say engine, MySQL, PostgreSQL, engine, like that. Then automatic failover in RDS. We said here failover, right? See here failover. So this failover here, again the question, What is the automatic failover in RDS? Automatic failover in RDS provides high availability by replicating. So automatic failover is replicating data across multiple edges. So it's doing multiple edges, replicating data synchronously. If the primary database instance fails, RDS automatically switches to a standby instance in another edge. Very beautiful thing, RDS, honestly. So it's replicating at least another edge. So it's more than edge is doing, but at least another edge you should have. So if there is one edge is failed, then another edge is available, and switches, this is automatically, right? See here, automatically this is switches there. CLI command, AWS RDS modify DB instance identifier until this is unique, then the name, then multi-AG. You have to keep the multi-AG command here in the CLI. So CLI command is used when you are rush, when you are doing the deployment, then in front of your teammate. You can't go always to the ClickOps, that means always to the console. Console is ClickOps. One more term I am saying. Okay, this is a new term. Actually, this is used long ago, but used as a new still now. ClickOps is the console. Then number 4, VPC and subnet configuration. How do you create a VPC with specific CIDR and subnets? Answer: you can create a VPC with a specific CIDR block and then add public and private subnets. When VPC coming, the question public and private subnet, please keep in mind. So here is question is that specific CIDR, right? This is you have to focus there. So CLI command is like that. AWS EC2 create VPC, then CIDR block like this 10.0.0.0 for IPv4/16. 16 means 65,000 something IP address is allocated here. So it's fair enough. Normally VPC is like that. But see here, EC2 create subnet. So subnet when coming, then see here /24. That means is smaller than this one. It's showing that 16 is smaller, right? But when /16, that means it has at least 65,600. I forgot 600, 700. I forgot like that. IP addresses is there. Or but here /24 means IP address is only 256. Okay, just keep this mind that 65,000 to 256. This is father, this is child. Subnet, right? Subnet is child to VPC. So VPC is father, subnet is child. Then again I used which one? 10.0. 10 means under this VPC, right? Then 0.0 or 0.1, anything else, but it should be under this 10. Under this 10. Okay, this is important here. 10.0.1 is here. Here is 2 subnets. That means here is I have taken 1 and 2. You can take also here without this 2. You can take here 0, but here maybe 1. That's also good. But normally is here is 0, then this is 2. It looks good. So create subnet VPC ID like that. So after creating these two subnets, when you are giving the connection, how the public, see here public and private, how this is segregated. This is another question I am just adding you. After creating the subnet is created normal, but when you are giving the connection, if the subnet is giving the connection straight to the IGW, that's the public. But if the subnet is given the connection to the NAT gateway, that's the private. Okay, some tricky, just keep in mind. So this connection, assume this is private one. Private connection means you have to have which one? You have to have the connection with NAT. I'm giving the NAT like this. And if the public public one, then connection should be with IGW. So this is the differences. Then here is database table creation and data insertion. So how can you create a user table in database and insert data? So here is the SQL I have shown here. Use SQL command to create a table with columns. So when SQL coming, table is coming, and table with column and row. Column is vertical, row is horizontal. So here is like this ID, just example, if the ID, email, password, and insert user data. So I have a request, please memorize. Please memorize this example I'm giving like this. Okay, because this is very much important. When you are creating, this is for create, this is for insert. So you have to create first table. After creating the table, then you can insert there whatever you need. Create table, user ID. So if the user table, then ID is like integer type, primary key, and email is like string. When string is coming, then varchar, variable character. Keep in mind, varchar is used only with the string type. So varchar maybe highest is here is 255 bit. So here is the password also varchar, because this is the mixed with string type, also number. So varchar also 255, the highest one is given here. Normally we are using here varchar like 100. Here it showed 255, but in the real time I'm using in the project 100 like this way. Okay, so yes, ID integer type. Then this ID you can write anything else. Maybe you can write name also. You can write here name. When name is coming, then varchar is coming. But ID means the number, right? Number is integer type. Then it has the primary key. That means first key. So here is after creating this table name is which one? User table. Then in the user table you have to insert something into user. See here, user, right? So which one? You have to insert ID, email, password. See here, I have used the ID right here. One is ID, one is email, one is password. That means three things here. So first in the insert in the user, first is, see here, first I have to mention these three guys: ID, email, password. Then this is like key values. This is the key, then values like ID maybe 1, first ID, then email is like string type, right? So it should be under the this statement. This is the inverted comma, first inverted comma like that, user at example.com, then comma, then here is secured password. Any password you can give here. Your password maybe which one, caps P 123 at 2024. Either way, your password should be here, but I should not change this one, then it will be problem you guys next time. Okay, so here is also in the real time we are using the 100, but for the learning purpose your highest is 255. This is the bit. So first the table creation, that insert into that table whichever you table created, ID, email, password. You have to give the first this key, then values. Inside the key you have to put the values like that. So here is connecting to a specific instance using custom host names. How do you set up custom host names to connect to instances easily? Add custom host names in the /etc hosts. I forgot this guy, honestly. /etc hosts file on your local machine, mapping IP addresses to memorable host names. CLI example is like that. Echo, then like this 10.0.05 my instance, either way. Then sudo t then like this -a etc host, then sss ec2 user at my instance. So CLI command is like that. You can echo like this way, your host, like this my instance. Here is your name should be here. Okay, this is the name should be here. So you have to insert inside the etc host. If you say like that, etc host, I am doing the host name, then that's the fair enough also. Then private subnet for secure database deployment. Why use a private subnet for backend resources like database? Why? It's easy, I think. A private subnet isolates resources from the internet. Okay, I said it first. Can you remember here the subnet I showed you? Where is subnet I showed you? Oh my goodness, forgot. See here, private one. So private one, there is no internet straight. IGW is the internet. Private is connected with net, so it's isolating, right? So where is the command? Private subnet for secure connection. Yes, private subnet isolates, is important, resources from the internet, making it ideal for database that requires restricted access and increased security. Restricted access and increased security very much needed for database. For this reason, private subnet is needed. So AWS EC2 creates subnet like that way. Everything is going. Then yes, CIDR block is here, zone like this way. Then this is the zone. This is the region name. US East 1A. Then 1 is the region. Then 1A is the zone. So this is like that. But the connection should be with net. Then this is the private subnet, is perfectly done. Okay, then NAT gateway and internet gateway configuration. What's the difference between an internet gateway and NAT gateway? It's easy, I think. Already I said. An internet gateway enables internet access for public subnets, while a NAT gateway allows private subnets to access the internet for outgoing requests. Say like example, create an internet gateway, AWS EC2 create internet gateway, AWS and then create NAT gateway, AWS EC2 create NAT gateway. So this is called a gateway, internet gateway, NAT gateway, subnet ID. So subnet ID is here, allocation ID, elastic IP. Please make a focus here. When you saying that in the interview that private subnet connecting with NAT gateway, then the interviewer will ask how the NAT gateway will get the internet. Elastic IP, EIP. It will get the internet through the EIP, very secured EIP. Okay, this is assigned EIP only for one NAT gateway. Okay, this is very much important. CIDR block and IP allocation in VPC. Why is a CIDR block important when setting up a VPC? The CIDR block defines the IP address range. CIDR when coming, then the range is set. I said earlier there's 65,004/16 right here. So this is called the CIDR block, the range. How much it have the IP addresses for the VPC, controlling how many IP addresses are available for resources within the network. See, like example is here, create VPC CIDR block is like that 16 or 24, either way. So for 16/16 for VPC and /24 subnets. This is our industry practices like that. I hope it will be helpful for you guys, but this is the part 1 and I'm coming with more questions because almost every day lots of questions are coming in the AWS DevOps engineering. So I hope it will be helpful for you guys. Have a good day. See you next time. Thank you.